Alright, hi, hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Flora, of course. This is my channel. I've been doing this for a year now, a year exactly, as of when this video is going up. And that's what this is kind of all for. It's gonna be sort of a year in review, retrospective anniversary thing, and also it's gonna be circling back on the topic of that first video, which that was on the backlog, my backlog, if we want to get specific about it, and what led into the main series, I guess, of videos I've been making, with one exception, which is my Florist Garden videos. But we'll talk about that in a second. So, first of all, yeah, hi, welcome back. It's been a year. It's been such a year for me. Oh my god. But yeah, a lot of personal stuff going on, made a bunch of new friends. I'm single for the first time in a while, which is crazy. And I'm employed full-time for the first time, which is crazy. So, already 1 year, I'm already a very different person from who I was when I recorded the first backlog video. So, just some food for thought. I'm not gonna get too much into that just because that's not what I'm getting into on this channel generally. Usually we'll see what the future holds, but right now not really. So just know my life's in a very different place now. So there's that, and I've released a bunch of videos. I've released 10 videos in the past year. 8 of those were covering games that I've beat. One of those was the original backlog video that kind of set up all of this whole bit here for the Florist Garden videos. But before we get into that more, just wanted to talk about the videos specifically from the past year, just because I looked at the stats and I thought they were interesting. I don't know if anyone else will, because I don't have a lot of viewers or subscribers, so there's only so much with the stats that I can look into. But the top 3 most viewed videos I released in the past year was the Spider-Man 2 video, the Pikmin 4 video, and then number 1 was Tears of the Kingdom. The Tears of the Kingdom's not surprising. And then for the most liked videos, it's a tie for 3rd with Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, and Spider-Man 2. Then a 2-way tie for 2nd with Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4. And then the number 1 most liked video was the original backlog video, which is appreciated, but also a little sad that the first video I released is the most liked one. So, I don't know what to say or do about that, but I just thought it's interesting. But now we can actually talk about the backlog stuff and all that comes with that. So, my deal with the backlog, as I established previously, but I'll reiterate here, because I've gotten a lot better at making videos and stuff, so I don't want to force people to have to go back to that original video to get the idea of what's going on. But for me, I've got problems and issues, to put it very simply. I've got anxiety and a whole bunch of other stuff, so I have a hard time just kind of being normal about things, which that includes how I play my games, and it affects how I play my games. So I have a bunch of games, and I haven't gotten around to a lot of them yet, and it annoys / stresses me and kind of changes how I'm playing my games, because some games I'll want to get more into the nitty-gritty on, but then I end up not, because I know I have more games coming down the line, and then it's also a whole process of like figuring out when is a good time to drop a game. I think I've gotten better about that, which I'll get back to in a moment, but essentially one of my favorite video game series of all time, the Like a Dragon / Yakuza series, I almost didn't get into because I put down the first game I tried, Yakuza Kiwami, like an hour or two into it, and then again I came back to it like a year later, maybe even more, and like that series went on to be like my second favorite video game series ever. So it's a whole thing, but I also don't want to be like wasting my time and plunging it into games I don't actually enjoy. But speaking of wasting time, I also got issues of feeling like I'm wasting my time by just playing these games, and especially playing games that I've like highly anticipated or been waiting for a while, and then just like being done with them, like especially if I beat them in a short time, which hasn't been the case recently because I'm working full time. I have a lot less energy and a lot less time to be playing games. However, like with Tears of the Kingdom, where I was waiting for like 5 years through a ton of like major life events, and then the game came out and I beat it like within a week, almost exactly. So I also don't want to have games that are important to me just kind of be a flash in the pan and then be gone. So that's why I've started doing these Flora's Garden videos, to kind of start to try and think a bit more critically about the games I'm playing, so that I can get better about like knowing what games I do or don't want to actually like pick up and stuff, and then also so that I don't feel like it's a quote-unquote been a waste. I know consciously, obviously, anything that like brings you joy and entertainment isn't a waste, but I've got problems. So that's kind of the whole deal. That's kind of the whole beat of the Flora's Garden videos. So there's those. And that's the main thing I've been doing this past year, with one exception of being my like year in review wrap video that covered more than just video game stuff, which we'll see if I'm actually able to start putting out non-video game stuff. But I want to start by making non-Flora's Garden videos in general. But I wanted to get this video done and out before I started experimenting with that. So, the moment you've been waiting for, let's start with some context of how many games I had in my backlog 1 year ago today. 1 year ago from when this video, the original backlog video, came out. Okay, that's doable. That's not too bad. To be fair, there's a bunch of games I didn't include because I just know I wasn't going to play them, and I got a lot of them for free, just for a little asterisk there. But let's look at how many games I bought this year. So how many games did I add to my backlog? Oh, that's not great. Okay, that's a bit more than I thought. Maybe I shouldn't be allowed to have adult money. Well, let's look at all of the games that I've finished in the past year, though, and see how that balances. Oh, that's okay. Okay, well, I did spend some time beating some games that I've already beat before, so there's some replays in there, so that's not helping much. And wow, that's not helping really at all. What? Okay. Well, I at least like cleared out some, and every game I beat in the past year was a game that I bought new and started playing right away, huh? So it really was never in the backlog. Well, okay, that's not great. Hey gang. So, long story short, I did not do a great job of clearing out my backlog in terms of actually playing the games off of my backlog. Because, again, all of the games I beat in the past year and made Flora's Garden videos, I started playing and beat, like, right when I bought them, so they didn't sit on my backlog at all. So, that's not ideal for this series covering my backlog. Shit. Well, okay, let's step back real quick though, because I did remove quite a few games from my backlog just because I was like, I'm not gonna play these, or like it's gonna be a while to the point that it's not even worth having them on the backlog. So let's scroll through. Let's look at this nice little list of all the games that are currently on my backlog. And how much does that total to, dare I ask? And that's the same number. How did I manage that? I swear to God, I did not try to do that. That was not intentional. But it works out perfectly, I guess, that I managed to have the exact same number of games as I did last year. So, I guess a net neutral is better than a net negative. I suppose. It feels less fun, but here we are. So, I guess that's most of what I had to say on the backlog, on my backlog. For games to watch out for, I've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm like 2/3 of the way through that. I just started Signalis recently, so those are probably the two soonest games I'm gonna finish, and the two next videos for Flora's Garden that I'm gonna be putting out. But then I also have a couple of other games like Fire Emblem Engage, Unicorn Overlord, Hi-Fi Rush, and Bug Fables, which I'm particularly energized with at the moment, at least. We'll see if that changes by the time I beat 7 Rebirth. But at the moment, at the time of recording, I am very excited to actually getting around to playing those games. So hopefully those will be coming soon, or at least within the year, so you can look forward to those. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on the backlog. My plan for next year is to buy less games and beat more games that I already own, which was my goal last year, but look at us now. So hopefully next year, the number of my backlog is less than this. And that's the most I can ask for. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video, this little anniversary / rerun of the backlog video thing. And I will see you next time. But until then, bye!